in the woods today, so I thought we would take a very quick look at my hubby's new One Tigris Backwoods Bungalow. I know loads of videos have been done about this, but I haven't done one, so come on. So how are you all? I hope you're all okay. And I will apologise once and once only for looking rough as rats, but I've been in the wood for 2 days. What else can you expect? Right, so the Backwoods Bungalow is a brilliant tent. It is a 2-person tent, and I have got 2 beds in there to kind of demonstrate there is room for 2 people. I apologise now as well because there's some chainsaw work going on, and I'm trying to film in between him sawing, and I'm not doing very well apparently. Try again. Right, the beauty of this tent is, oh, before she falls over the guy lines, you can either set it up with like walking poles or on a ridge line. So in the woods it seems daft not to, so it's quite nice to be able to show you it set up like this with a ridge line, just going between 2 trees. It pegs out down the bottom. It was really simple to put up, having never done it before. I filmed little snippets of hubby putting it up, which I'll kind of insert in the video. But yeah, it's really easy to set up for the first time. It's, we think, probably missing maybe 2 pegs. I've seen quite a few videos of this tent and they often say it doesn't come with enough pegs, so we think it's missing 2. Again, in the woods it's not too bad if you've got a hatchet or a knife or something, and you can easily make a couple of pegs, can't you? But I just thought it's quite good to show you this tent with me being so tall as well. So I'm going to get inside in a minute and kind of show you how long it is, and just show you how big it is inside, what headroom you've got, that sort of thing, because that's the important stuff. I will put all the techie specky gubbins that some of you just love in the description. It'll all be in there. The weight, because I can't remember the weight. This is just like a very quick look at it really. Alright, so let's get inside. You look really close. You close? Right. So before I clamber in, probably very unglamorously, I just wanted to show you the zips. So it's got a 2-way zip on it, and this entire mesh door opens out, the whole thing, which is quite cool. We also bought the footprint to go with it. It doesn't come with a footprint, so this is extra, which I think is a bit of a shame really, but we always tend to use a ground sheet or footprint or something with the tent, because obviously it gives you added protection from any water getting in, but also just protects the tent itself, and it's a lot easier to dry and clean a footprint than it is the bottom of your tent. So without any further ado, let's get in. So the whole door rolls up, which is a little bit faffy on your own. And you've just got your classic toggle and loops to roll the door up. There's a hook in the middle for a lantern, probably for me to about whack my head on. Let's come closer. Come closer, people. Come closer. Right. Leaves and all sorts of bits stuck. That's the only problem in the woods, isn't it? Everything sticks. Right, so you can see there's 2 beds in here. These are the Thermarest X-Therm sleep mats, and we've got them just both on like a piece of carry mat, so you can easily fit 2 beds in here. And I may not have mentioned before, once or twice, 10,000 times, I'm 6'1", so you can see firstly sitting up I've got plenty of headspace, which is good to see. And then if I lay down, so you don't want your head tucked in the end. So if I lay like that, and then you can see foot end, got plenty of room. so that's good. I think if you were much more than 6'1", bearing in mind you'll have your sleeping bag on the end of your feet, I think you'd be pushing on the end. This is a single skin tent, so hubby had something touching the end of the tent the first night and it was wet in the morning, so it's just something to be aware of. But if you're 6'1" or less, you're laughing. Plenty of room in here to sleep too. Now I was sleeping in my hammock, so hubby had the luxury of this all to himself. The only thing he did mention was we did have quite a bit of rain last night, and because he was sleeping at the back of the tent, he was my get out plan, so if I couldn't get on with my hammock I could slip in here. But I didn't need to, which is good. But so he was sleeping at the back of the tent, and again where he was kind of touching the tent, things were quite damp this morning. You can see there's a big section for ventilation at the back. I'll take you round the back in a minute and kind of show you what that looks like from the outside. But yeah, it's a great tent. So in the porch you've got plenty of space, as you can see, for a rucksack. This whole door, I'll show you in a minute, the whole door zips down, so if it really was coming in bad you can zip it down, you can drop one side. It's quite versatile, which is really, really good. So you've got plenty of room for one rucksack, and then if you wanted your other one up this end you could do that. But yeah, it's great. It's a lovely little shelter. Let's take you around and have a look at the outside. Right, so it doesn't come with any poles, so you can either use hiking poles, and I know I've mentioned this already, but in the woods we've just found sticks and then obviously put a bit of guy line out from the stick so that you can lift up that door, and hubby slept with that open the last couple of nights. Obviously you've got the no-seam mesh, so you're kind of zipped safely away from all the bugs and critters, but so it's like sleeping under a tarp. It's lovely to be able to look out. I'm going to spin you round and I'll show you kind of all around the outside of the tent so you can see what I'm looking at. Right, so we've got the ridge line set up across there between those two trees, and prusik knots just to hold that nice and taut. You've got a pegging point at the back, and then down there, and then an extra one. So this area kind of creates your porch, and I'll zip it all down in a minute so you can kind of see what it looks like. So round the back you've got this flap. Love the word. You've got, yeah, so you can take this out separately, and obviously that is underneath there is all your ventilation. So what we could do is where we have, I'm saying the royal we, hubby set this up because it's his tent, where we've got the two guy lines at the back there, you could do it down into one, so you only use one peg in the middle, and then using all the pegging points that are on the tent in the corners and everything, it does leave you short of two pegs. But it's quite a nice looking tent, and if you look at it from further away, it really does blend into the environment, unlike our boy's bright orange Vango. Right, I'm just going to zip it all shut so you can see what it looks like all shut up, and then I will shut up myself. Right, there you go. So that's it all zipped up. So you can see you've got a fair sized porch. That whole kind of front section is your porch. Now obviously you would just tighten it all up a little bit. It's looking a bit saggy like that. You just adjust your pegs or whatever. The pegs you get with it are these bad boys. Green, they don't weigh much at all, but I quite like this design, this sort of Y-shaped design. I think they're quite good. Where is it? There. The luck I got with my snugger pack and with my cloud peak. There. It's a brilliant tent. Brilliant little shelter, especially for using in the woods. So yeah, great shelter. I really hope you've enjoyed this little video. As I say, it's just a quick look. Nothing to get terribly excited about, but the tent is awesome. Take care everybody, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye! So, oh, it's going to put me off. Friggin' chainsaws. Come here for peace and quiet, don't you know? Waiting for him to run out of fuel. Hang on a minute.